Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody in the chat. Good to see where you're joining from. This should be a fun one today. We've got a couple of fun things planned. So let's go ahead and kick things off. If you are watching on Instagram, welcome. The main show is over on YouTube. Feel free to join over there if you want to join in the chat. But yeah, I am streaming to both Instagram and YouTube today, and I'm also trying out YouTube's new streaming feature, which is streaming to the Shorts feed. So if you're watching this on the Shorts feed, you're also watching the secondary show, and feel free to, although I should see the chat there still, but feel free to join the main stream as well. If you have a question, start your message with the letter Q, and it makes it easier for me to spot it on the screen here. Otherwise, we're gonna just talk about what's new in the world of live streaming and try out some stuff, try some gear. I've got the YoloBox Ultra set up over on the table today, so we can give that a shot. And I can also explain what's going on with the vertical streams over there as well. So, okay, let's go ahead and see who we've got in the chat. It is... Oh yes, I hope you all enjoyed the thumbnail today for today's stream. Oh no. Did I leave the music on? I think I left the music on. Let me turn that off. I turned it off. I did turn it off already. Yes. Okay. So right before the show, I was playing a little bit of Mario Kart because I wanted to... It's not still on. It is still... How is it still on? Oh my god, sorry, it's chaos. Is it... It's the recording of my game on loop. Why is it on? Ah, there it is. Whew. Wait a second, is that new? Oh, weird. I could have sworn this worked differently. Let me show you what I'm looking at. On my mixer, I could have sworn these mute buttons were global, and I had muted it in the monitor, and I had not muted it in the stream mix. That's so weird. I could have sworn they were global. Are these global? Oh, because that's the mute track. These aren't mute buttons. Wow, I just totally forgot how to use my own software. Great. Well, so, okay, Mario Kart. Yes, I was playing a little bit of Mario Kart because I wanted to demo the new feature in the YoloBox Ultra today, which is multicam instant replay, and I realized that it would not be very interesting to watch me wave my hands and replay that. So I have two things that we can record and replay. One is me walking around Reykjavik, which I don't have a button for, and the other is apparently I don't have a button for that. The other one is the replay of the Mario Kart game. So, yes. Jimmy just switched over from Instagram. Welcome. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully, oh yeah, good. The Instagram is going. Great. All right. Now that I got that sorted, let me see who's in the chat. Don't forget to start your message with a Q if you want me to not get lost in the chat. Matt says, I got the YoloBox Ultra and had the hardest time getting it updated. Thank heavens for the Facebook group. I went to the settings tab wrong. You have to register via the streaming tab. Oh, that's funny. It's been so long since I've done that because I've had this forever that I don't even remember how the initial setup went. That's funny. Yes, Suberb Owl Sunday. They asked about the YoloBox Ultra. That is the plan today. And we'll I thought it'd be fun to do a little bit of demo of the instant replay feature while we're on the theme of sports. Mario Kart is Aaron's version of the Suberb Owl. Yeah. Okay. Sven's at the Amsterdam airport. Great. Wait, wasn't there a thing with Nintendo and streaming, or is that old news? I am not from what I can tell, they don't care if you live stream gameplay, even if it has music. We're gonna test that theory today because apparently there's music on the stream. Yeah. Okay. Catching up on the chat. Catching up on the chat. There are plenty of other Nintendo streams. Yeah, I think I know there's like if you just like uploaded the music from the game, that would obviously not be okay, but like they have to know that people are going to live stream games. Anyway. Ooh, Jesse is a good question. What do you think about tail-scale tunneling to connect your home studio? So I have been wanting to do a video about VPN setup for a long time, and the way that I was doing it with WireGuard is complicated to set up. It's not that bad. It's a lot better than like old VPN software, but it was still too much, and I was like, this is not going to be a good tutorial. So I have been trying to figure out what I was going to use for a tutorial, and then Tailscale is what it's actually going to be. So Tailscale is running on WireGuard, but they've done a very good job of just like smoothing out all the complicated steps. So you have like an account that you log into that has your config, and it's like a management layer on top of WireGuard. And I think they did a good job with it. So that's what it's going to be. And I think it's a great option. You left the bottom of the vertical stream empty. Planning on putting something extra there? Well, okay. So what it looks like on Instagram is this, and this is I'm streaming from RTMP to Instagram, so it's pushing this vertical canvas to Instagram. So yeah, I've got space down here for something, but when you're actually in the app, there's all the like little chats and stuff show up down there. So I figured it was good to leave space down there. And on YouTube, we're also doing a simultaneous stream to the Shorts feed, which is this vertical stream. Can you explain a little bit about why use VPN when live streaming? Yeah, totally. So the reason would be if you have any gear that is in more than one place. So that could be like, I have all this gear here at home, right? And if I'm out on the road and I want to do a stream, one option is I can stream from the remote site to the studio first, and then I get all the stuff here. Like I can do my graphics playback from the ATEM and all that stuff here, right? Or obviously if you had like a remote contributor feed, then so if you are out of the studio and you need to stream to here, how do you get the video feed in? Well, you could do port forwarding, and that works for like RTMP. It'll be fine for that, but you're not going to want to port forward like your ATEM control port, because that would be a bad idea. So the idea with the VPN would be you could VPN into your network, and then you get local access to everything like it's like you're at the studio. And it works in the reverse too. You can set it up, and this is where actually Tailscale makes it a lot easier to do this compared to other things. You can set it up where you have like a remote kit, like a travel kit with a router, a camera, an ATEM or whatever, and then VPN into that using Tailscale makes it actually really easy to do that, to find that and set it up. And then you can control the remote kit from your studio. So those are some cool uses. And the other thing that I was doing a lot with VPNs was when I had two physical locations, when I was not living here, when I was living in an apartment far away, it was site-to-site VPN. So I could, from home, I could access everything in the studio as if I were in the studio, and the reverse. So, and neither I could just bring a random computer, not have to set the VPN on that computer, because it was all just network done at the network layer. Did I miss the reason there was an owl? It's the Suberb Owl day, and I hope you liked my little Suberb Owl thumbnail. Thanks to ChatGPT. Aaron says, just got a YoloBox Ultra after your recommendation. Mainly use FX3 and FX30 solid cameras. Would you recommend an action camera for input 3 or 4? I do have a video about why you probably don't want to get a GoPro for this, but the don't get a GoPro. There are other action cameras you could get for that, but you will have a bad time with the GoPro. The other cool option is HDMI webcams, because there's some good options for that now. And but yeah, the otherwise, like, I don't know what you're streaming, but if it's QuickBooks, like your username suggests, then also you probably want to share your computer screen, so you can plug in your computer screen over HDMI too. Just got the owl thumbnail joke. I need to now put that on the stream, otherwise people only know what I'm talking about if you're watching. If you watched, okay, here is, oh, that's interesting. There's a little single pixel gap in my thumbnail. Lovely. This is the thumbnail for today's show, the Suberb Owl. I think I'm funny. I don't know about anybody else. Marvelous. Truly a superb owl. I hate GoPros. GoPros are great at being action cameras, but they're terrible at being cameras for live video. Just gonna say that. All right, I'm gonna try to catch up on the chat, and then we're gonna go take a look at the table, because then we can actually take a look at the YoloBox and also this excellent round of Mario Kart I did at the beginning. Matt says, surprising, after I got it updated, I think I got most of it figured out. Best place to make graphics for it, Canva. Oh, good idea. Canva is a great tool for making fun graphics. I should probably use that more often. It's a good point. Yeah. IDJ Mike says, I finally got my hands on the YoloBox Ultra. I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed with the features nobody talked about. No audio files, web URL for alerts don't work. So the web feature is a bit mixed, I will say, but it should work with most things. I don't know. If you're finding one that doesn't work, definitely like email support and tell them, and like provide them with the URL, because they will try to fix it. So audio files, like, yeah, I don't know. I've never even thought about that. Just playing my background music or something. Yeah. How is the weather over there? Yesterday was really nice. Yesterday was like sunny and 50 degrees and cold, chilly, but nice and sunny. And today is a little bit gray, but it's not terrible. It's fine. It's fine here. I see you have 2 live streams going today. I do. So I have 3, actually. I have 2. I have a vertical on YouTube, which goes to the YouTube Shorts feed, and also a stream on Instagram via RTMP. So if you are on Instagram, welcome. This is what I'm seeing on the Instagram side. But yeah, join over on YouTube and you'll see the main chat where everybody's hanging out. They posted they're working on the audio files. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Elite Artisan says, do you still get nervous before live streaming? I tend to lose my train of thought when live streaming. It takes a little bit of practice. I also still lose my train of thought. Sometimes my head gets 3 steps ahead of my mouth, and then I forget what I was talking about because I'm thinking about something else already. Oh, you're right. I forgot about the little weather ticker. I need to automate that to show up. Where do I have it? I think it's here. I hope this is current. I think it's current. It should be. Yeah, it should be. I don't have to do anything special to make that refresh. The map sometimes gets stuck from last week. Yes, now the weather feed is on. Now we can know how the weather is, whether everybody is, not just me. Facebook The Facebook group is really good. Lots of help. That's good. That's good to hear. I don't hang out there very much, though. Oh, Wayne, hello from Australia. Just see you popping up on the map back there. Gwen says, have you heard Facebook is discontinuing third-party access to groups for streams in April? We'll break integrations in Ecamm, Restream, OBS, but it still can use StreamKey. I don't know anything about how Facebook streaming works, really. I don't go on Facebook except to sell things on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, I'm just not, do not have any insight into what's going on over there. Oh yeah, Morris says, Aaron, the other one. Oh yeah, about the little action camera. Sony RX0 Mark II is not a new camera, but it is still a great option. I was using it a long time actually, and it's just sitting in a drawer somewhere right now. But I was using it for like a close-up shot of my Stream Deck at the desk here, and I think I might want to bring it back. It was kind of fun. Anyway, it's a good camera. It's GoPro sized, but it's like solid metal, and HDMI out works just well instead of like GoPro where it doesn't. So, am I streaming with OBS or vMix, and why? No, I'm all hardware. So that stack of gear back there is doing the stream. So it's an ATEM is the main switcher, and then the encoder is the web presenter. Although for the 2 secondary streams, I'm actually using the Magewell Director Mini today. And I've almost caught up on the questions, and let me go take a look at all that stuff over there. Keith says, do you have a setup in your studio that allows you to draw directly on top of the program screen, not just guessing drawing on your actual program monitor? I don't exactly. The closest that I have is the app called Live App, and this is, I think the camera will show it. So Live App is this app which does a bunch of stuff. I don't need to do video play, but this overlay, no, draw. So normally it'll look like this, but if you click capture, it'll grab a still frame from your program. So let me go back to this, and then I'll hit capture. And in a couple seconds, did I press it? Nope, there we go. Yeah, there it is. So it popped up here. So it's obviously not moving. So it's not like drawing on top of the actual program feed, but I can now draw here, and I can like point to stuff. So, right. So let me cut back here. So, and then I can do things like, oh, point to that, or this is my face, and I can see where I'm drawing because it is, as long as like what's streaming is roughly the same frame as this, it'll work, right? Because I know where my shoulder is. I know where we can do like, oh, look at that little screen back there. That's the web presenter monitor. This is the one showing the output from the Magewell Director Mini. So we can do things like that, right? Which almost like drawing on top of the program, but not exactly. And I've been thinking about, could I make a setup where I could actually draw on top of the live picture? But I guess you could do it with the, I guess you could do it with the Wacom tablet that has the HDMI screen. And then I don't know what I would output. I would need some sort of software that would take the pen from the Wacom tablet and output that with black and white so I can key it. Neil says you can draw over an NDI live feed with a video pencil app and a Mac. Ooh, that's a good trick. What is the video pencil app? Oh, nice. It's from the guy that made Shoot. Let's install that and try it out. Sign in required. Oh gosh. Why? Okay. It looks like it's downloading. There it is. Video pencil. Okay, so this should work because I do have an NDI. Wow, it wants to access the microphone and speech recognition. The wool patch says I use Video Pencil and an iPad. Wait, how do you do it on the iPad? Is it also an iPad app? Because that's... Is it only an iPad app? Ooh, this is good. Let's I think this might be an iPad app because look at the... I think it might be an iPad app that's running on my Mac. Let's try to download it on my iPad then, because that sounds like more fun. Although I don't have my pencil here. That'd be more fun. If this works, I'm going to be very happy because this sounds like a great option. Oh yeah, I've already now downloaded it, so let's install it. So okay, I have to go over to my video. Oh my god, it requests all the permissions all at once. Come on, you can do a little better than that. I need to go change what is going to my Magewell encoder. I would like the Magewell encoder to be the program feed. Is that going to work? Yes, that's the point. So, okay. That's the wrong overhead. I've never used this before, so let's see what happens. I want NDI. There it is. Don't output. I want... Oh, I guess I do want output. Interesting. Enable remote control. No. I want video input settings. Media back camera. Aha. It found my NDI sources right there. So there's my Pro Convert. Let's just grab that. Oh, look at that. That was fast. And it should be now sending the NDI output. So if it's sending the NDI output, this is cool. Thank you for the tip. This is a great app. I'm a fan already. I need to get my NDI output somewhere I can see it. So I do have an NDI decoder. So I need to get my multi-view to show that somewhere. Let's pick. Let's pick. I guess I don't need this slot. So my Pro Convert NDI is not doing anything right now. So let's take that one and log into it. And then let's see, source is NDI, Video Pencil, select. Okay. Oh, it's outputting the whole program feed. So there must be an option for outputting just the overlay, right? Who reads instructions? Instructions are for no. Let's see if we can. NDI, transparent output over NDI. It sends the drawing with alpha channel excluding source video. That's what we want. Aha, and now, sure enough. So I need to show you the, I don't want to show you just the NDI feed. I want to show you, I need to actually key over the NDI feed. Learning stuff at 3:30. Much more fun to see Aaron experiment and break things. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so now where am I? I need to go back to my ATEM and give you a key of the NDI feed. So I don't have, because this is going into HDMI, I don't have the alpha channel. So it is outputting an NDI with an alpha channel, but because I'm going back into wired video, I don't have that alpha channel anymore. So I do have to use a Luma key, which is not ideal. If I was keying this in software like OBS or VMix, I would get a real alpha channel. But let's use downstream key 2 and grab Pro Convert NDI. We will not use pre-multiplied, and we're going to adjust that until it looks right. So now I'm going to just turn this on the stream. Let me just preview that. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on the stream, and then I'll adjust the clip until it looks right. So I don't want to go too high. I want to go right about there. That looks good. So it looks like this logo here is probably because I don't have the paid version, which makes sense. So now, if I show you what I'm looking at on the iPad, this is the program feed, and we're getting the recursive tunnel descent, which makes sense. So let's draw. Let's draw. Let's do red. Let's do this one. Green. And what happens if I just draw? Look at that. And now I can say, this is the iPad for the chat. That's super cool. So this is coming over NDI. And I can see live what's happening on the iPad as I'm drawing it. It is a little choppy, probably just because, well, I did say like use the 1080p output, but that's fine. It's a little choppy, probably just because Wi-Fi. But it's definitely like usable. Yeah, it's definitely skipping, you can tell. But it's definitely usable. So cool. I agree. That is very cool. Thank you for the tip. I didn't even know that app existed, and now we all learned something. And thank you, Keith, for the super chat. I will use that to upgrade this app to the paid version. Great. Yeah, with the Apple Pencil, it's even cooler. I bet. I need to go dig mine up. It's on my other iPad. That's where it is. Super cool. Okay. Where were we? That was a fun little distraction. That was great. I'm definitely gonna upgrade that. What is the cost of this out of curiosity? It says, wait, what's QCam Presenter? Is the best way to use Video Pencil on your Mac. Oh, you can't see that. It's kind of blown out. I don't know what that means. I don't need that. Sure, virtual camera. Oh, interesting. That sounds kind of cool. Video Pencil Core, all features, remove watermark, $40 lifetime. Laser pointer, point without drawing. That's an interesting upgrade. Cool. Well, it's not too bad actually. Mark says, didn't you have the Shoot app to draw over live video? Yeah, and I just did that right before this demo. The problem is that it works fine for drawing over live video, but it doesn't monitor in real time. So you can only draw on top of a snapshot. So that is, that's the difference. Okay, now there's more questions in the chat. Let's, that's why we're here. Always have fun. Exactly. My fave Texas, sorry I'm late. Good morning from Buckeye, Arizona. Well, good morning. G-Man TV says, have you ever done or seen automated switching for live events, switching from audio or random times, like auto pop up for live events? Oh, so yeah, so there's another great app called Mix Effect. And do I have I don't know if I have like a proper tutorial about this, but I definitely have demos of it using it live. And the cool thing about Mix Effect is it'll monitor audio on the ATEM, and then it'll cut camera angles for you. So I've used it for filming podcasts, not even just live streaming, but just doing live editing, live cutting of podcast filming. Bunch of the House Files podcasts when we were not walking around the house back when it was at the desk or at the studio. A lot of those are live cut from that app. I do have a demo of it on the channel though, so if you search for Mix Effect on my channel, you'll find it. Matt says you could use this with the YoloBox. Oh, yes, you can. Should we go try that? Okay, let's try that. The questions keep coming in, but let's try that because that sounds. Oh, I just realized. Do I need the NDI output from this? Because I have an HDMI plug plugged in. So maybe I don't need NDI out from this app. Let me quickly look at what is on the HDMI out is just it's the program feed. Interesting. So I think it's this one. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I should have seen that coming. I'm getting smaller and smaller. The HDMI out of this app is the program feed. I don't know, is there an option of... I don't see any options for what goes out to HDMI. It's not mirroring the screen, so it's clearly doing its own output. So maybe this is a feature suggestion for the app of another option, which is, it's not transparency, but output only the drawing over HDMI. That would be a good feature, because then you could wire it in and not have to do NDI both ways. Yeah. Okay, but let's try this on the YoloBox, because that sounds really interesting. So let me go grab this and move over there, and I have to grab the comments too. Too many iPads. Okay, so now I've got all the things in front of me, and what I want to do is see if we can do this with the YoloBox too. So I've got a couple new features of the YoloBox Ultra that they just shipped, which is exciting. So this is my little rig of the YoloBox, and I got a couple of video sources already wired in, but we're going to add more. One of the updates they just did is the ability to add multiple. Well, one, you can ISO record NDIs, and you can add 3 NDIs now. So I already have this NDI is the program feed, which is the same thing that is showing up in the iPad, because that's coming from the same encoder. So what I can do is I want to wire this iPad into this. So let's delete that NDI. That doesn't make sense anymore. And then I need to change which... The question is, can the YoloBox do NDI in and out at the same time? I think it can. That's what this is going to need. So NDI out will be program. Yes, that makes sense. Program, turn it on. So I should be able to pull up the NDI feed from the YoloBox in the iPad app now. So let's try that. It should just show up here. Yeah, YOLO NDI. And sure enough, that is Mario Kart. Okay. Now I should be able to take this back into the YoloBox, but the YoloBox doesn't have the same like keying features. So it's not quite going to work like we want, because we should be able to add it. Let's just see if it shows up. NDI. And then I think I have a copy of this that you can actually see. Yeah, that's on, I believe that's on 16. Did I get that right? Nope. 14. Nope. 15. There's the YoloBox. So I want Video Pencil. And it's showing up. It's there. What are we doing? What do we got? Why is it my face? It's not quite. From Video Pencil app page, you can output over HDMI, AirPlay, or NDI. Yeah. But I need to output only the drawings over AirPlay, over HDMI, which doesn't seem to be an option. So this is not quite working. I'm not actually getting the NDI feed. I think this is I actually don't understand why it's showing my face, because that's not at all what's on the iPad. Let's try this one more time. Add video source, NDI. There's the Video Pencil app. We might have to do this differently for the YoloBox because I don't even have like a downstream key, right? So I can, yeah, this is the overlays are the equivalent of the downstream key, which there's no way to use an HDMI or a video source as an overlay. So what we have to do is actually use the feature of the, yeah, okay, not quite as seamless on the YoloBox because what we have to do is go HDMI out of the iPad into the YoloBox, but that does mean we get to use the feature that I don't want on the ATEM version, which is I want to, I actually now want the program feed output over HDMI. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to plug this in with a little cable to here. So this is going into HDMI 4. And now we should see, yeah, okay. So now HDMI 4, the problem is that this is program. So I actually need to change what, this is why it's going to be different because I can't draw over the program feed because if I switch to that, it's going to do tunnel vision, right? So I need to go and change what the NDI output is to make it not program, but just pick one angle. So I can pick my, let's pick the game, I guess. And then we'll turn that NDI on. And once that's turned on, then the game is showing up in here on the iPad. And if I switch, it's not changing what's on the iPad, right? That makes sense. So now I'm able to go use that as a source. And if we look at what's on the YoloBox, so I can cut between my face, that camera, or now this one, which has the Video Pencil graphics. I haven't paid for this yet, but now I can draw over here and it's coming into the YoloBox, right? So I can't draw over the program feed with the YoloBox because I don't have the ability to use it as an overlay, but I can cut to it with the drawings in it. That's cool. That's still pretty fun. Of course, now we also have the downside of the NDI lag. So that is the other problem with that. Winston, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. You're helping fund this purchase of this app I just discovered. Alan says there's a Video Pencil companion app for Mac. Do not need to use NDI. What does that do though? Because then I don't need it on my Mac because I just went NDI straight into the ATEM. But I guess if you're streaming from a Mac, maybe that's what that's for. That's cool. That was okay. That was fun. What was I gonna do? Let me roll this all back because now I'm lost. I turn that off. I don't need NDI now out. Oh yeah, the replay. That was the thing I wanted to show over here. It's a virtual camera on the Mac for Zoom. Ah, that makes sense. That's cool. That's really cool, actually. That's great. Okay. Okay, so I want to do a quick demo of the replay feature they added to the YoloBox because that is also super cool. So let me get rid of, no, I can keep HDMI, I guess. It's just my iPad now. That's no, I'm going to unplug that. We don't need that. Okay. So, okay, replay feature. This is really cool. This is actually really cool. So they just shipped this update to the YoloBox that has the replay feature. And there's this new tab here, which is the little, oh, I should get rid of the weather banner so you can see it. There's a little tab on the bottom with the circle and the little arrow going around the circle. This is the new replay screen. So you get a couple of options in here. First of all, you can choose your video, your replay duration, say 5 seconds. Choose how fast you want the video to play back when it is playing back. Choose your audio levels for the replay, which is also cool. Do you want to mute other sources during the replay? Okay. And replay logo. I don't have a good replay logo. I should make a little logo that instead of my live that says replay. So I wonder if there's a default one. Maybe there is. And this is new, intro outro video. So I made a little video clip that says instant replay and loaded it into the SD card, and I can set it as the intro for the replay clips. So once this is turned on, you need to go and enable the replay feature with this switch in the top left and top right corner. And then basically it starts recording. Oh yeah, choose your sources. Let's turn that off. You get to choose which HDMI sources are going to be available to replay. I don't know why the video of me locked up. Uh-oh. None of the videos are... Maybe it's because I turned off the replay. Well, let's select them. So I want HDMI 2 and 3, which are the game and the walking. So let's do that. So it's basically going to like ISO record those internally with a little buffer. And is it going to catch up? It got stuck. There it goes. Okay, now we're back. I don't know what that was. This is new, so they'll probably work out these little bugs. So what it's doing now is it is actually recording HDMI 2 and 3 internally on a buffer to be able to replay. So if I am showing you one of the streams, like I'll go back to this view. If I'm showing a video here and then something else happens on another camera angle, I can actually replay that other camera angle too now, which is great. So let's go ahead and click the replay. So I'm going to ask them to change this because I don't like this pop-up, but it lets you either confirm to play back now or use it later. I'll click use later to show you what's going on. So what it did is it made this little playlist. Replay intro, HDMI 2 and HDMI 3. And if I click on the little play button, it's going to go and run this sequence. So it'll go and say instant replay is my little video clip. There's camera 2. It's going to play back. It's at half speed, so it's actually playing back in slow motion. That's why it's choppy. And then it cuts to the other HDMI 3 in slow motion. And after that, there's 5 seconds. Now it'll cut back to whatever was the last camera, which is pretty cool. So you can also, at any point, you can just click on the play buttons next to these. If I want to go back and say like, oh, let's take a look at that camera again, then it just goes. Oh, it does have a little replay graphic. It's in the top left corner of the screen. You can't really see it because the audio meter is on top of it. So, and then it's actually playing back in the playlist. So I can, at any point, I can just go back and say, oh, we're going to replay that. Or I can just cut back to live. So I can stop the replay immediately. So it's so much more flexible now compared to what it used to be, which is very, very cool. That is a very cool feature. So let me know if there's any questions about that or if you want to see it again, but that was pretty cool. Let's take a look at the chats here. Oops, didn't mean to click that. You lost me at hello everyone, but I'll just watch the replay. Innovator says, what's your opinion on the comparison between a YoloBox Ultra or other portable switcher and 3-camera setup of OBSBot tail airs? Well, the OBSBot tail airs don't live stream themselves, so they are a great combo with the YoloBox Ultra or any switcher. There are other little 3-camera packs like the, what's it called? Logitech Mevo 3-pack. Those live stream, those connect to an app in the app live streams. And that's meant to be like an all-in-one kit, including like adding graphics and stuff, which is pretty cool. But the OBSBot tail airs are HDMI out, so you can use them with anything, which is great. Mevo, yes, thank you. Oh, let me scroll back in the chat. There were a few questions here from before. Which app to use for your lower thirds and titles? Well, this is my chat plugin. So that's a Chrome extension that you can use. And then the rest of it is just graphics I make in Photoshop usually. So I don't use an app for that. Just saw the temperature switch between F and C. No, that's been there all the time. It's on a timer that is different from the timer of changing the city. So it doesn't always do it every time. So that's why it's kind of random. Leo says I use 2 Hollyland Mars 400. Can you tell me why I keep getting the spinning arrows? Video shows in the program view, but not in multi-view, just the spinning arrows. Spinning arrows? I don't know what that refers to. What's that referring to? I don't know what the spinning arrows mean. Am I using a condenser mic? How do you get rid of the inevitable room noise? No, I'm using a little mic that's above my head. It's about 18 inches away or so. And so it's pretty directional already, which helps. But then I also have a noise gate on it. So a gate and a compressor. So if you look at my... Oh, now I need to redo my super source. If you look at my audio config here, my main mic is this. Well, now I'm here. So this has this gate. So if I'm not talking, it's gonna drop the volume down. That little red line means the volume is dropped down, and that way you can't hear the background noise. But if I am talking, you do hear the background noise. It's just that my voice is hopefully louder than the background noise, so it's not really noticeable. Matt says, can you connect a RØDE Streamer X to a YoloBox via the non-power USB-C port on the bottom? That should work. Yeah, there is a little USB-C port down here. I put the Streamer X away. But yeah, you should be able to bring an audio interface into it. I don't think it'll do video capture, but it'll do audio. It'll be an audio interface. So that could definitely work. I haven't tested it. I don't know. So sometimes there's incompatibilities with USB audio interfaces on the YoloBox. So I haven't actually confirmed it, but the idea with this port is you can use it for audio input. What's the max slow-mo available? Given initial 60 frames per second of the stream, the lowest you would want to go is half speed, or can it take a 120 feed? I don't think it can take 120 frames a second. Also, the frame rate on the YoloBox is not an exact science. So if you are looking at, let's see, it doesn't do it if I'm not actually streaming. Once I'm live, it'll show you the little frames per second there, and it does vary. So it is, it's not like a fixed frame rate encoder the way that like the ATEM is. So I wouldn't count on, I don't think you can give it 120 frames per second input anyway. But even if you give it a 60 and try to slow down to 30, I wouldn't assume it's going to be an exact frame by frame slow-mo. LA12 says, currently the YoloBox records replays at 30 only. Okay, how do you know that? I didn't see that mentioned anywhere. Are we buffering? It's probably because everybody's on YouTube today because it's Suberb Owl Day. Andre says, are you happy with the performance of the OBSBot Tail Air? I'm thinking about a small 3-cam demo setup based on the YoloBox Ultra. The 3-cam combo pack looks attractive. I've been pretty impressed with it. I will say so the auto tracking works. The problem is that like you have to still set it up. Like you have to turn it on. So it's not just going to like magically point the cameras in the right direction all the time. You're going to have to like still, turn it on, enable the auto tracking, things like that. And the other thing you can do is get the remote that they sell, and then you can actually have manual PTZ control over it, or use it with like a YoloBox doesn't do it, but the Magewell or Magewell Director Mini does have PTZ control of cameras, so it can actually control the OBSBot, which is cool. So it's a great option for an affordable PTZ camera. And I would say the auto tracking, the tracking itself is decent, but the main, just keep in mind that like in order to turn it on or turn it off, you have to like do the little hand gesture thing. So if you don't mind that being in your live streams, it's fine. But yeah, it's a great little kit, and the quality is good. I've been impressed with the quality for the price. The Instagram feed ended. Oh, that makes sense. They have a limit of an hour for live streams. It still says it's live for me, but yeah, it doesn't say it's ended here. That's funny. But yeah, they have a limit of 1 hour for Instagram lives. I guess I can just end it here. We'll see what options it gives me. To download your video, view this in your archive on the Instagram app. Okay. Cool. Where was I? I was on... Keith says you are a whiz. Thanks. Accidentally connected to the vertical stream on the Sony PS4, found the horizontal, and now I'm back. Okay, welcome. Oh, I guess I should stop the Magewell. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to show you, is the Magewell. So here is the Magewell Director Mini, which is streaming the show right now. Let me change what it's feeding it so it doesn't get tunnel vision. I'll feed it my camera here so you can see me. So this is the Magewell Director Mini in vertical mode. This is what's doing the stream to YouTube and Instagram. So I went and did stream to both, but I can disconnect Instagram now since I'm not live there anymore. But you can see it's also pushing to YouTube, which is cool. So this was my setup for the stream, where I went and edited. So there's one HDMI coming in, and then on that scene, I just put a background image there. That way I have like, it's not just shrunk down. I could also like scale this, which is kind of cool. If I wanted to like crop a little bit of the sides, have a little bit more of my, yeah, so let's save that. And now YouTube will update with that new scene. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's just over there, sitting over there doing its job. It's great. Nice little kit. Should I go back to the main desk so I can read the chats better? Oh, and then I put that back to the mat on the back. There we go. Elite Artisan says, with all the gear you have, what's the next thing you wish to get to improve your live stream? What is in my wish list right now? I think my next thing is actually not, my next thing is going to be like a bunch of new mounting gear, because I actually want to move the cameras around in here. I just finished my studio tour video filming it, so you'll see that shortly. Probably not this week, probably next week. I think it'll be ready next week. And that's a little look around the studio and how I've got everything set up, which is a bit of a mess in here. Let me show you the room. So these are the two sets I have here. And there's just a lot of stuff. And what I would like to do is get to the point where I don't have as much stuff just like in the middle of the room. And what that means is I want to put cameras up against the walls. So like that main camera for the table shot doesn't need to be so close to the table. It could be farther back and just zoomed in, right? So that would be that's one thing. And so I'm gonna need a bunch of mounting gear. So that's probably my next purchase. We'll see how this turns out. I don't know exactly. I don't have a good plan yet. It is box on box on box. It's true. There's a lot of boxes over there. Instagram audio intermittently had issues. It would randomly get a lower speed. I'm gonna have to look back at that. That's interesting. I don't. Yeah, I didn't actually listen to watch the Instagram when I went live. I just hit live. YOLO. Matt says, if I'm live streaming to Instagram using ATEM Extreme, would you do super source with a video in the middle or use USB out to OBS 916 canvas? So if you, okay, this is something about the Instagram live via RTMP is that if you send it a horizontal canvas, it'll just, it'll crop in. So if it's me sitting in front of the computer here, like you'll see just that part, which can work. But also, if you have too much stuff over here that you're using in your shots, that won't show up. So if you feed Instagram a vertical canvas, it will take the full canvas. So that's what I was doing with this stream, where the canvas is vertical, and that's not possible in the ATEM. So OBS can do it, and the Magewell Director Mini can do it. And was there something else that I used for that recently? The YoloBox can't either, because what the YoloBox does is the Ultra or the InStream, it actually runs the Instagram app. So you can do it that way. Like you can use the app, but that's different than doing RTMP stream. So I think it works better to not crop in, because unless it's just a talking head video, like as soon as I cut to something like this, now you're only going to see like the middle sliver of that, which is probably not what you want. So that's why I like the shrink it down, put it in a vertical canvas, add graphics and stuff on the top and bottom. I'm way behind on the questions. We're gonna catch up. My fave tech says, I want to record my dad who's in Mexico. He only has a phone, but which software hardware would be better to record from? StreamYard, vMix, or Riverside? I think StreamYard is a decent option just because it's very easy for both sides to do a StreamYard recording. I haven't actually used Riverside. I think it's pretty similar. vMix is a whole project to set up. So like it does have remote guest features. So does Ecamm actually. Ecamm's gonna be easier than vMix. If you're already used to vMix, great, go do that. But these are all good options. I have used StreamYard quite a bit. I've used it for work streams and live streams with, guests who barely even have a camera set up, and it works well. So I'm a fan of that. I've not actually used the vMix remote guest feature myself, because I haven't ever used vMix really. I have done it in Ecamm, and it works there too. The Woolpatch says, I live stream using Ecamm. I'm newish to it all. Is your maps feature for the opening something I could do or use an Ecamm if reading your info about it online? No, that is not something that is like accessible to other people. It is very homegrown, patched together. There is a similar feature. It works a little bit differently, but there's a similar feature in H2R graphics, which I'll drop that link in the chat. And there's a similar feature in this for the map. It works a little bit differently, but you can actually download this and use it, whereas mine is very just code that only I can use. The downside is that you have to go and do this whole get an API key thing, which is annoying. So but that's just because Google is Google. IT Never Gets Old says, when it comes to NDI flexibility, which do you think is more comprehensive, the Magewell Director or the YoloBox Ultra? So this is something that surprised me about the Director Mini, is that when you have NDI output on, it can't output to any other things. So it just like goes into NDI mode. So I think the YoloBox Ultra is more comprehensive because now it can do multiple ins and NDI out and stream. So yeah. YouTube vertical stream hung on the desk cam. What? Dude. Oops. I forgot that I had routed this to that camera instead of the program because I was trying to avoid tunnel vision. Oops, and I have my super source set wrong now too. There we go. Yeah, sorry, the YouTube vertical people. There we go. Okay, now we're back. Too much routing. Who is Jonathan Parecki? I have never met him. I have talked to him online once. I think it was an Instagram message. No idea. I have no idea if we're even remotely related or not. But I found him because he started popping up for searches for Parecki, which is unusual. There's not very many of us, especially many of us who have much online presence. And he's like does a bunch of music stuff, so I thought that was interesting. Marine X says, have you been satisfied with the OC Ghost Stream? Has the company continued firmware updates? I'm looking to upgrade from the basic ATEM Mini. It is a pretty good, yeah, they've been doing updates. I need to actually check it out, check out some of the new updates properly. So maybe I'll do that next week, if I remember. Try to do check out some of the updates on the Ghost Stream next week, because they have been updating it since then. And yeah. But yeah, it's basically like, if you like the ATEM Mini size and the features of the ATEM Mini, the Ghost Stream basically adds in all the things that you wish the ATEM Mini had, like a second HDMI, headphone jack, a whole bunch of other stuff. So I only ask because he's on your website. Oh, do you mean, did you find my Parecki.com website? This isn't really a website. This is oh yeah, I linked to him here. Yeah. That is Parecki Music, which is not me, which is really funny. Matt says he read the document. Oh, this was, how did he know about the frame rate for being locked at 30 frames a second in the replays? Because he read the documentation. I don't read manuals. I guess that's my problem. MT says, did you hear anything about the monitor where the remote can attach to? Oh, yes. OBSBot's working on this monitor for, this is why the remote looks like it connects into something, because it's just part of a remote or part of a device, but I haven't seen that monitor yet. So I don't know what the plan is with that. I guess it's still in development. They kind of hinted at it at NAB, so which was like a while ago now, already almost up to the next one. And they had like a picture of it in their booth, but they didn't have it there to look at. So I don't know what to expect from that really, or if it's coming. I just got my flight and hotel for NAB though, so I am going to be there. Do you save individual ISO camera feeds for all of your programs? Also, what would be a good setup to archive your internally produced footage and programs? I do not record I don't even record the live streams that I do on the channel. I have a script that downloads them from YouTube later. So I do keep archives of them, but I'm not even running a recorder right now recording this, which maybe I should. But I figure whatever happened on YouTube is what happened. And if there are bandwidth issues or whatever, then that's what you saw. So that makes more sense to record that anyway. So, but yeah, I do archive all those, and I do have a NAS that everything gets archived to. For the videos that I shoot, I do keep I don't keep the A roll of my recorded videos, but I do keep a lot of the B roll that I shoot. So I actually have started deleting the A roll after I've published a video. Well, usually a few months after I publish the video, and but I keep a lot of the B roll because I end up being able to use that again later. And if I need the A roll from the video, I'll just grab it from the actual video, instead of yeah. So on my NAS, I have a folder that just has all the videos I have done. Oh, these are like my conference videos and stuff. Yeah. So YouTube, this is all of the videos that I archived. These are like the edited videos, not the live streams. So the edited videos, I usually try to keep one with music and one without, in case I want to replay a clip from it without the music. I don't always remember to do that, but these are like this is the archives of the final videos. And then the other, so this is this year's, you might have seen an unreleased video on there, huh? Or maybe not. Finally, I published all those. Yeah, okay. The other thing that I archive is, this is the archive of all the raw footage, which now some of these are old and I should go back through them. But if you look at like DJI Pocket 2, 3, here are, that's maybe not a good example. Oh yeah, there's one B-roll shot. Some of these have more B-roll than others. Let's see. GoPro live streams. Yeah, here's an example. So I deleted the A-roll, but I have like the actually, what is this one? Yeah. Oh, that's my A-roll. I should delete that. I don't need that anymore. And then here's the B-roll in case I ever want to use these again for something. This is like the close-up of, close-up shots I did it or whatever. So I can always go back and pull these out if I want to use them again for something. Yeah, and that's all on a NAS. So that's a in the closet. We've got like 5-10 terabyte drives or something. Oh, David joined as an extreme supporter. Well, thank you, new member. Thank you. Morris says, does the YoloBox Ultra do the ISO recording on an SD card or USB-C connected? It seems too much for SD. I don't have a SSD on that one right now. It's just the SD card. And I haven't tried seeing what happens if I try to do all 4 angles or whatever. I imagine at some point it would be too much for an SD card, but you can choose where you want it to record. So if you are planning on doing a bunch of ISO recording, then you can plug in an SSD for sure. I guess the Magewell ProConvert family is now kind of more inclined towards NDI. Would you recommend the KiloView alternative for multi-format and code decode? Yeah, so the ProConverts, they don't sell the non-NDI version, but they still do a lot of things that are not NDI. So there's still great options for that. But yeah, I have been really curious about the KiloView stuff. I think I lost track of this conversation I was having with them, and then now it's Lunar New Year, so they're going to be gone for a while. But I have been trying to get a hold of one to check out and share here. So hopefully that happens before NAB. Yeah, we'll see. Do you know of any good micro HDMI to HDMI that are light and will work good with SLR on a gimbal? I always look for slim cables, and it's been a while since I bought one. Let me see if I have the link to the one I bought. No, it may have been too long ago now. Oh, wait. It is still available on Amazon. Yeah, this is the one. I like this one a lot. Let me drop this link in the chat. slim HDMI cable. And this one is, apparently I bought it in 2021. 3 times. It's 2 feet long, which is a good size for not having wires everywhere. And it doesn't really show you. I guess that's not really that's longer than that's like their 3 feet one. No, it's good. It's super small, which is nice. Oh, we've got all sorts of new members. It looks like Technobuzz gifted memberships. Thank you, Technobuzz. That's very nice. Look at that. We've got Hans, Randy, Ville, and FTFO, and Monty Weaver. Well, thank you for that. Welcome, new members. Now you can all join the Discord and hang out. Can you share your YouTube archive script? That sounds super handy. I don't know if I can, actually. It's... What am I using for that? Actually, no, I think I can, because I think it's just YouTube YTDLP. But I don't know if I can find it here. Yeah, because that's the one that doesn't need the API access. Let me see if I can grab the link. So YouTube download script. This is the one that I use. It's a fork of the original one, and one of the things you can do is give it like, I forget, somewhere in here. What you can do is you can basically give it a channel name, and it'll just always download stuff from that channel. But I can post that. I'll post that in the Discord. Yeah. This is like watching the airport live streams with new members and gifts. I need a fun little animation, like Kevin's when people get gifted memberships. He has a little like gift box that comes down and explodes. It's very cute. You sound pretty clean. What's the microphone you're using in today's streaming? It is the AT875R. There it is. Let's see which chat it goes to. Yeah, there it goes. It's the Audio-Technica AT875R. It is, I'm been pretty happy with it. I've had it for years now, and I had one I got a long time ago, and I just bought more of them because I ended up using it at on Lily's set upstairs, and then I was like, well, I like it a lot, so I bought 2 for here. Now I have 1 in each spot. It's a good one. What wireless HDMI would you recommend for ATEM to laser projector? 150-foot line of sight. Oh, that's long. So the affordable ones, the ones that are, well, affordable is relative. So there's a couple different categories. There's like 3 buckets I would put these into. So there's the cheap ones that are like under $100, and those are gonna probably not give you that range. But those are meant for like screen sharing in like meeting rooms. Those can work fine, usually short range because they don't have external antennas. And I have a video coming out soon. That's the one for next week. Next week's video is about an RGB link one, which is really cool. It actually has 2 receivers that can so you can plug one into your ATEM and one into a projector, for example, which is pretty cool. Not great on the range, obviously, because it doesn't have external antennas. You can go a step up from that, which will be like the $400 to $600 mark, and that's where you get into like the Hollyland Mars 400 or the Cine I, and those have external antennas. Some of them have more antennas than others, which is more antennas is going to be better usually. Those end up with a couple frames of delay, so if you're screen sharing, not a big deal. If you're trying to lip sync with audio, can be a big deal. And then you can go like up another notch and spend several $1,000s to get like less compression, less delay, and better range and all that stuff. So I think for 150 feet, I would probably go with the mid range there and get like the Hollyland or Cine I. And they have different configurations of like how many antennas or how many HDMIs or SDIs they have. So just based on what you need. Is that a Rode beanie or a bag in the background? It is a beanie. I got it from the event in LA that says Rode. It's cute. Someone is messing again with the weather ticker. Oh no. Oh yeah, I did update the weather or the location and the map to try to do less false positives. And now it will only match if you say like from. So you have to say hi from and then a place name. It used to try to find place names in more different things, but we were having a problem with that. So it is the more strict, but yes, you can still put whatever you want there and it'll show up. Oh, North Korea, yeah, sure. I'm sure. What kind of gray paint is the best for video? Well, it depends on what you want to do with it. This wall is gray. If I turn off that colored light, you'll see the gray. So this is a gray wall. And what I did is I took a color chart, the one that's up, where is it? It's up there somewhere. I took the little color chart. What is this? Let's see. Oh, we got some more people showing up on the map. So you can get like these color checkers. Oh, this one's out of date, but they have like, where it's just like their color cards. I just want the little card. Well, they look like these. And then you find the middle gray on the card, which I think it's this one. Take that to a paint store and go to all the paint chips and compare them against that on the color chart. And then double check with the people at the paint store and say you want one with as little different pigments in it. And that's what this is. So the reason I did middle gray is so that I can so when I shine light on it, it reflects more of the color. If it was white, it would kind of get washed out faster. Like what's happening in the background, which is what I want for that one. So actually I can demonstrate that. Let me go to that one. And if I make that one green, you'll see the difference. So if I go to, see how like you can't really see the color as much because it just gets washed out faster. Whereas this one's like reflecting more of the right color. So that's one reason to do the middle gray. The other is because if you don't have the light on it, then I might be able to actually demonstrate this. Let's see if I can do this. Let me turn those off. And then let me go to my camera and go to, which one's my desk camera? It is F9.3. So the trick is that if you change the exposure of the camera, let's go like that. So like, obviously my face is way overexposed here, but notice how the wall is turning white, right? So now if I go, obviously my face is terribly, terribly exposed. So then I can go and turn off, oh, that one got disconnected. If I turn that light off, and then if I lowered the brightness of that light, which I can't do because that one got disconnected from the app. If I lower the brightness of that light, I can make my face exposed normally again, and now this wall looks white. And I can go the other way too. So if I go back to this and go like change the exposure all the way the other direction, maybe that was too much. Let's bring my face back a little bit. Maybe. Okay, and then if I turn this light on, Oh, that's still too dark. Let's go there. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just playing with the exposure here to see when I can get my face looking like it's exposed right. It's getting there. Again, I need to up the brightness of that other light, but now you can see that, like, at least on this part of my face, I've got decent, it looks okay. And this looks completely black. It's totally gone, right? And that's I can do that because it's gray, so I can expose it to either look brighter than the foreground image, the foreground object, or darker than the foreground object. So it's cool. So yeah, I can do like product shots that look like they have a completely void background, just a complete void, or I can make it look like a white background. And I actually did a passport photo that way. So I have my photo. Let's see. Is that this? Yes, it is. Oops, I didn't mean to open that one. This is obviously mugshot, but yeah, this is that wall. That is me shining a bunch of lights at the wall, and then the lighting on my face is like super, super dim. It's super dim lighting on my face, and then with the camera exposure, I expose the wall to look white. And I use that for my passport photo, which hasn't arrived yet because, of course, it takes a long time. And I realize my lights are off, so let's fix that. Lucas says, using a YoloBox video pencil app for sports live casting, one could store instant replays onto an SSD and then hot plug that into the iPad to then draw on the replays and feed them into the YoloBox via HDMI. You could. It sounds complicated, but yeah, you could. One of the things that the YoloBox does with the replays is it is actually running those clips to the SD card. So you could be pulling that SD card out, taking it into some other software and draw and playback. Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for the demo. Not my best demo, but that's what I get for doing it unprepared. Yes, the Croatian one. Someday it'll arrive. Clear Life Media says the only problem with using a wireless for projectors if you're using a video or something else, you're going to have the delay. Yeah, there's what is the one that they, I've never actually used this because it's so expensive. But it is, I think it's Teradek. Yeah, so Teradek has this new one that is a monster, and they use 6 gigahertz, not 5 gigahertz, which is interesting. I didn't know that was available. So you're not competing on Wi-Fi frequencies, but this one claims to be able to do no delay, 0 delay, 4K. Yeah, but like these prices are out of control, right? Like, actually, that's not too bad. Why is that one so cheap? So cheap, $1,500. No SDI, does do 4K 30. Yeah, I don't know why these price differences are so extreme. That's interesting. But anyway, this is the one that they claim no delay. I've never tried it because I don't need to buy one. So yeah. Oh, 6 gigahertz. Oh, right. They did add 6 gigahertz for Wi-Fi. So that's why the spectrum opened up. Okay. Do we get a studio tour this year? Yes, it's in the middle of being edited right now. So hopefully in 2 weeks. This week's video is about the wireless HDMI. Very affordable wireless HDMI, not zero delay. Yeah, this is another good point. If you're using them in a crowded room, then yeah, they're competing with everybody else's phones and Wi-Fi's and stuff. So that's one reason for the 6 gigahertz, at least until everybody gets 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which is, I forgot that was a thing, but yeah, that's the new Wi-Fi protocol. Bolt is what first camera operators use. Teradek, Bolt, yeah, that was the one we were just looking at. Okay, what was I doing? We've already been going for 90 minutes. Maybe we're done for the day? Was there anything else I wanted to get to? What is everyone's plan for the Suberb Owl? I made some guacamole yesterday, and I'm gonna go eat that. Are you going to keep doing your short update you did a couple weeks ago? I want to. I haven't. It takes time to actually write the little stories out. So I think I might try to do it monthly, because there's definitely not enough time or news to do it every week. But yeah, we'll see. It was kind of fun. TVJ says we did a COVID graduation and a wireless HDMI worked great until the family showed up. Yeah. TVJ is working at the station to make sure everybody can see it. That sounds like it'll be fun. Matthias says, when I'm teaching on Zoom using the ATEM Extreme, my students and I often talk above each other. Would a delay help? What do you mean above? Do you mean over? Like at the same time? I think it might just be a problem with any video conferencing system. It's not like an ATEM problem, because there is just a little bit of delay inherently in the video link, and it can really mess up the flow of a conversation. So, yeah. Yeah, I got a couple of little news headlines I could do for next week. We'll see if I get time to do that this week. And yes, adding delay would make it worse. The problem is that there is a delay, and it's pretty short on Zoom, but it's just enough that it can mess up a conversation flow. So adding delay would just, yeah, make it worse. Yeah, okay, so YoloBox Ultra, I didn't get to actually play Mario Kart live on the stream. You just watched my replay of it, but maybe we can play Mario Kart live next week and do some replays. I was thinking about, I was like, I'm gonna demo replays. I don't want to just replay my hands waving around. And then I was like, oh, I'll grab Mario Kart and play that. But I was like, wait a second, if I'm playing, how am I gonna then also control the replay switcher? So then I just recorded the gameplay at the beginning, and apparently left the music on when I played it back when I started the stream this today. But we'll see if I get copyright claimed for that music. Oops. Cool. Okay. What about subtracting delays or hardware for that? I think that's called time travel. Yeah. that is the problem. If you do Super Mario Kart next Sunday, advertise it everywhere you can. People need to know. We do want to try the Mario Kart with the cats again, because that was fun. Where you drive the Mario Kart through your house, and it has a little wireless camera where you're seeing the giant cats attacking the Mario Kart car. It's great. It was a lot of fun. Okay, we are going to wrap this up. because I've been going for 90 minutes and that is long enough for today. Got through a bunch of questions. We got through a demo of the YoloBox replay feature. Thank you to all of the channel members for your support. Thanks to the extreme supporters, Marcin, and it looks like a new one today, which didn't get into the credits yet. They'll be next week. And thank you to all of our channel members and people who sent super chats. Mario Kart live circuit, or it's like live home circuit or something. That's the one. Can you please demo time travel on the stream next time? Yes. I wish. Yes, I wish I could. That would be fun. That would be fun. Oh, plane's about to board. Well, great. Good timing. Thanks everybody for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the questions. Let me know what you want to see next week, because I've got more. Maybe remind me before the stream starts in the chat about the OC, and I'll see if I can get it set up. Because I think we should take a look at the OC again and update the firmware on that and see what they've added. Yep. Great. Okay, hopefully everybody has a good Suberb Owl day. I'm going to go eat some food, eat some guacamole, and I guess we will leave it there and see you all again next week. Bye.